everyone, and welcome back to Cancer Watch, where we shine a light on the critical issues in cancer awareness and prevention. It's a public health program on cancer awareness brought to you by the Commode Cancer Foundation and partnered with Association Oncologists of Nigeria, and it's proudly sponsored by Plus TV Africa. My name is B. Olutunde Olusegun. I'm a clinical oncologist and I represent ARCON. June 1st is celebrated globally as Cancer Survivors Day, and a survivor is defined as anyone diagnosed with, treating, living with, or who has beat cancer. Today's episode is one that touches the heart deeply. The world of survivors, not the statistics, not the headlines, but the living, breathing stories of those who are through the fire of cancer and come out on the other side.
Our focus today is not just about the pain, but not on the power and the quiet resilience, sense of fear and the victories, big and small. Joining us is a woman whose journey has become a beacon of strength. She faced breast cancer, one of the most common and emotionally challenging forms of the disease, and she emerged not just as a survivor, but as a source. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Denise Ejo, the CEO of Commode Cancer Foundation. Together we fight, together we win. As someone living with cancer, I understand challenges, and we look forward to having a fantastic conversation with our guest.
Indeed. Again, good to have you back.
Thank you.
And everyone, please welcome with me on Cancer Watch today, Hilda Orji. She's a breast cancer survivor, an advocate for hope, and a reminder for us all that even in the dark, the human spirit can shine. Hello, Dr. Hilda Anena Orji, PhD. It's good to have you here with us today.
Hello, good morning, or rather good everyone. Good afternoon, Dr. B, Dr. Shegu. Good afternoon, Dr. Dennis. It's good to have you. And I hope we're going to have an insightful moment here. And I believe as many that are listening will have hope and light ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. And to our viewers, sit back, relax, and let's enjoy this conversation with, I will call her, for the sake of knowing that we are comrades as far as I'm concerned. Dr. Elena, enjoy this conversation together.
Yes, please.
You're looking really good. All right,
yeah.
Let's go. I'm going to ask you one good question. How did you first discover that something was wrong? And what was your immediate reaction to the diagnosis?
All right, thank you so much. 2015, December precisely, I was still breastfeeding when I observed a lump. And like every breastfeeding mothers, they always say, the lump there is breast milk. I observed after the baby will finish sucking, the lump will still be there. That aroused my curiosity. I went to the hospital and the doctors took biopsy. Then after I was told, sorry, madam, the lump is cancerous. Therefore, without emotional reaction about it, madam, sorry, we're going to cut your breast off. It was like a bomb. It was devastating, actually. And believing me, honestly, I left myself from the hospital a distance without observing the distance I've covered. Ordinarily, I couldn't have done that out of lost in thoughts. How will life will be without one breast? And at the end of the day, I was called back to actually face it. But good 18, I was referred to a survivor, Dio, precisely, counseling. I think after Dio finished talking, I was able to realize that this is life. I have to face it. That was how the journey started.
Hmm.
And then that's something that is quite heartbreaking. I mean, the way you got the news and all of that, it's just shocking to me. I'm so sorry that happened, and I'm a number of people listening can probably relate. The
Yes.
oftentimes lack of empathy with which this news is broken to them. So now you've lived through the difficult days of breast cancer treatment. What treatment did you have? And despite the physical pain and the emotional toll, can you tell us what moments during your journey truly tested you, test as an individual?
All right. Thank you so much. The doctors actually told me the series of treatments I have to undergo. But then I was with my husband. Then he was, as in his opinion from the treatment is quite different. Opinion that if you starve cells, cancer cells, they will die naturally. Therefore, we should go for the alternative, which they call Hallelujah diet. The next 3 months, I was eating only fruits and vegetable without cooked food so that we can starve the cells to death. Lately, while I was on fruits and vegetable, I was looking beautiful, fresh, but the cancer is still growing, which means we were feeding, I was looking nourished, and the cancer cell was also nourished. The cancer cell was actually being nourished. But at the end of the day, after 3 months of going on natural food, I discovered that to be taken off. So at that point in time, I took that decision. I told him then that I've obeyed your own opinion, your own side of treatment, but it's time I do my own because this is my life. I have to face it squarely. After all, I saw a woman who survived this. With she's living her life with one breast. Therefore, let me give it a shot, and that was how I really went for the treatments, went through my chemo, and went through the radiotherapy.
And did you have anything testing your stress at any time during this period? Was there something in your journey that really? Yes.
Definitely, because at the point when I took the decision to go for the chemotherapy and radiotherapy and surgery, I was left alone. Emotionally, I was devastated because he told me then, I keep, when I say he, please, I don't want to start repeating husband, okay? So he told me then that if you are going for the surgery, you on your own. I'm not a party to it. That was when my strength was tested. I knew that at this point in time, is my life, is my journey. I have to go all the way. And that was how I went through this journey all by myself. But thank God for family, the brothers and my aunties, everybody rally around me to ensure that this journey was a success.
Wow. Dr. Dr. Nena, it's very interesting to listen to you because, I mean, me and we share similar journeys. This cancer game and testing our strengths. It's a shame that women are left on their own to restart and rebuild a home, forgetting that we did ask for the disease and we end up having to not just face our emotional, mental, physical challenge, but then we carry other people's inadequacies with us on this journey. So, Dr. Nina, I'm very sorry that you had to go through that. I mean, I would say that mine was I had a young child like you, so I know what it was. Okay, let's go on to the next one. So, was there a point in your treatment to give up? Now, this question is very important. And what or who helped you keep going? And I would like to emphasize why this is important, because even I that sits with you as a survivor, Dr. V will tell you, I've already told them I want to give up, and I'm struggling mentally to get present. So you talk me through how you went, because maybe I need some help from you as well, because honestly, I am at that point. So go on.
Okay, honestly speaking, I hadn't had any time when I wanted to give up. Reasons being that I will attribute and strength to God Almighty and also Dio. Dio, when she showed me herself and told me, Hilda, if I made it, you can also make it. So anytime I'm looking at Dio, I have the strength to, and by the grace of God, my family members were around me. So I had reasons to fight. My daughter is there. Anytime I remember my beautiful daughter, I had no choice than to fight. So we like to, because everybody's journey are not the same. But if you have children, I keep saying it, I keep telling women, if you, they are the reason to fight. If you have, to God be the glory, those that are their husbands are there. When you look at your husband, you have reasons to fight. There must be a person or the other in your family that will give you the reasons to fight. So I had no time. I had no time because I have reasons to fight. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dana. Thank you very much for that particular part of it, because honestly,
all right.
It identifies with a lot of us. Some of us, some people like me, use faith, and God is God. Is God, but mine is different from yours. 9 years on chemo, you can understand why I'm getting tired. Yeah. I know that I have a reason to fight. I am tired, but I have a reason to fight. So anybody out there, when we're talking about this, I am fighting.
That was why I said,
yeah. But I am tired. I'm a human being. When you take chemo for 9 years non-stop, there's a difference. So yes, I get what you're saying, and I thank you for that, because hopefully people will get. Well, we're both talking from two spaces about the same disease and the challenges that we have faced.
Absolutely, and I think something that just jumps out of this is, two things: the necessity for a tribe, of surrounding yourself with like-minded people. Because I mean, when Hilda was speaking, she did talk about what another survivor did to encourage her and drive her. And I think this is something two of you have been phenomenal at. Dennis, you did have a metastatic disease, and Inena dealing with the fact that she luckily caught her cancer pretty early and has been disease-free for years. And somehow, within all of this, your voices to really fight. And then I also mentioned something about the Hallelujah diet. That is when you were not here the other time, and I encourage our viewers to go back to that episode and watch it on the YouTube channel and see what we did talk about diet. She did mention about how good, but the disease was not responding to that. And I'm just so glad that we had an episode previously where we talked about the role of nutrition and cancer and diet, and the fact that some of these dietary fads do not necessarily help. They have their own benefits, but they are not a cure for cancer. So I think, Dennis, we should be going on a break. So please don't go anywhere. We'll be with you very shortly. Thank you. Welcome back to Cancer Watch. We're glad you're staying there with us. And today we're talking about survival, the travails and the triumphs. And with us is Dr. Oji Inena, Hilda, PhD. Fantastic. I believe you got your PhD after the diagnosis. Did you, Inena?
Yes. Yes.
Wow. So let me ask you this. We often think survivorship means that the battle is over. Like, okay, I've treated and I'm fine. There's no evidence of cancer in my body, at least as of now. But in actual fact, for many, it's actually the beginning of a new chapter. So what does survivorship feel like to you? Are there peculiar challenges? What's the journey like? 9 years post-diagnosis.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, being a survivor actually is another phase of life entirely, whereby daily you are living in fear. You are living in fear because today you hear person had a reoccurrence, the other person had a reoccurrence. You keep asking yourself, am I next? Am I going to be the next? So being a survivor is actually an awakening to be careful, changing lifestyle, what we eat, living peaceful within and without in the environment within yourself, learning to let go, living a peaceful life, knowing fully well that you just survived a deadly disease. You just survived it narrowly, not because you were smarter than others, but because, found you worthy. So being a survivor is, to me, is like being conscious of myself every day of my life and trying to live out the little opportunity I have. I try to make an impact. I try to make an impact as much as I can, going out, lending my voice. So that is what being a survivor is all about. Trying to ensure that others survive with you. Not just only you, but others survived with you. So that is what I say being a survivor is all about.
Thank you, Dr. Yeah, that's correct. We resonate with each other on this matter. This survivorship. I always say to people that God gave us a second chance. And the question,
exactly.
What are you doing with your second chance?
Doing.
And if you don't have a purpose with your second chance, then you need to rethink, because this is not this. So today, you are not just a survivor. We know that. I know that. So you are a voice of hope to others. And I know your base is in Port Harcourt. So what inspired you to begin sharing your story publicly? Now, this question is important because cancer, they are going to turn us into stigmatization. And we are the ones fighting that we are not going to be stigmatized. So what inspired you to bring sharing your story publicly? Because that is where you kill that stigmatization.
Okay, like from the beginning, I told you Dio was one of that gave me the reason to fight. If Dio can open her chest at the very first day I met her, I've never seen her before. They gave me her number to call her, and for the first that if she did not open her chest for me to see that this woman is ready to break down, and immediately she opened her chest, I saw it. The tears dried up. I was looking at a beautiful woman with one breast. I asked myself, if God give you another chance, what will you do? I said, you see what this woman is doing, opening her chest. That is what I will be doing. And funny enough, the same thing I'm doing in UPTH every Wednesday. After being diagnosed and they are crying their life out, they will send them to my office at the counseling unit room. And most times I don't talk. I'll allow them to wail after wailing the chest. And immediately they see the chest, the tears will automatically dry up. That same thing, I'm replicating it because I know that there is nothing you will tell anybody at that point that the person will listen. The only way they can listen to you is open yourself, and they will observe that you have been in their shoe before. So are listening to you, and I believe they listen to me more than they listen to the doctor, because they believe that the doctor is just there to administer the drug, but the psychological aspect of it, the mental aspect of it, they don't know. So they rather talk to me that have been there before to keep pushing. So that is doing. And I believe even the HOD have told me that, Hilda, since you started coming here, the rate at which women are embracing treatment is very high now, unlike before. That once they see you, they will see every reason to submit themselves for the treatment. And that I love. The stigma is not my problem. Because if you start talking about stigma, there are a lot of things that can stigmatize someone. Not only cancer, we have a lot of things that can stigmatize somebody. So stigmatizing me on cancer is glorifying God. I call it glorifying God, because if you say that woman is a cancer survivor, they'll say, wow, to God be the glory. Wow, to God be the glory. So even if you are trying to stigmatize me, don't you see that God has taken the glory? Don't you think so? God has taken the glory.
My
Thank
sister,
you so much.
you're on point. I don't get one too. Wow.
I feel like giving a round of applause. I feel like giving a round of applause. It was just so rousing, you know? Amazingly good stuff. Gosh,
Yeah.
Hilda, you are a gem. Sincerely
Thank
speaking,
you.
I mean, you hammered on all the issues so perfectly. Dennis, what do you think? That was amazing. Was
The thing I'm enjoying with this, and I've enjoyed this conversation more, is when you resonate with someone. Yes, Hilda and I have been chatting for years, but we've never met. And then we're now chatting on television on our program about our lived experience. When you're trying to tell somebody that don't give up, just keep hanging there. We're not saying it because it's easy. Whenever I show the scars on my head, people look at me and think, I'm like, yes, it's plenty, don't worry, and we're going
this
again.
spreadsheet is carrying something behind now?
We're not go shame now for this, but we cannot be ashamed in this matter. It's not possible.
And if there's any two women who are just amazing, I mean, having this conversation with you as a doctor myself, an oncologist who daily deals with patients who have cancer. Today, I have a few patients who are on chemotherapy that I'm still going to see right after now. I can't just imagine how we would have moved faster to get women to adopt treatment, except for good people like you who are turning adversity into triumph. Hilda, I have a question for you. And I'm going to make it two-pronged. I'll take you quickly back to how badly you got your diagnosis of cancer. What are you going to say to health workers who have to make pronouncements to patients about the diagnosis of cancer? And when you answer that, please also tell me what advice you would give to someone newly diagnosed with cancer, information with empathy or not, because we're hoping there will be change, but it will take a while. What words would you share from your heart with them on how to go forward?
This question, if I get you right, is about how
advice for health workers.
Health workers. Okay, let me start from the doctors first of all, before you go to the nurses. Actually, most of the doctors we are turning out now, they don't train them on soft skills. Soft skill is all about care. Soft skill is all about care. They need to train them on that. Beyond just the technical skills, there is soft skills. Give them soft landing. Let me give you a typical example of a 25-year-old girl who had multiple lumps, and they opened her up, removed the multiple lumps, and they subjected it for histology. But before the result came out, the day they removed it, they were telling the young girl that this tumor doesn't look good at all. It doesn't look good. Isn't that crazy? The result is not yet out, and you're already pronouncing the girl, as far as I'm concerned, a cancer patient indirectly. And the girl was so traumatized. I was telling the girl that they said it's not looking good, but they did not say it's cancerous. He said, but the word is not looking good. I said, hey, young girl, look at me. Wait till the result comes out. And to the glory of God, on Wednesday, when the result came out, it's benign. This girl laid down on the ground, was like, Jesus, this is the first time I smiled. Do you see what they did to that girl? They damaged that girl. It was so unprofessional. Now, that is, I advise the doctors to be very professional. Even when the result says it's cancerous, they should be very professional. They are used to seeing cases, different cases, so they don't care. They don't care anymore. But what I'm advising is regularly, this caregivers, both doctors, nurses, and others should be subjected to training. Even me as a survivor, I go through a lot of online training, psychological skills, acquiring skills on how to talk to these people, mental skills that, when you're talking to them, you are pouring water on their hearts. You are pouring water on their shoulder. You are giving them the reason to live. These are all the things I think these people should be subjected to, apart from their technical skills. Then for the second question, if I will get to, for those that they will advise them not to listen to external advices from outside, because it has caused a lot of damage than good. Because I keep seeing women that say, oh, I regret. If I had done this when the doctor said, wait, that no, this is not the solution, come, let's do this, let's do that. At the end of the day, when the problem became very, very bad, out of hand, they will come back with a perforated breast. At that point, there's nothing doctors can do. So I advise those who are newly diagnosed, the earlier the better. If you present yourself earlier and you take your treatments, I bet you'll be good again. But if you disappear, start listening to external advices, they will mislead you, and at that point it might be too late. So please, for those who are new, listen to your doctor, take your treatment. Other treatments will not help you. It will not.
Thank you, Dr. Hilda. Thank you. It's quite it touches the heart when I listen to how medical people make us lose focus on what's important through the powers of their words. But you know what? That's a conversation for another day. So today's episode, I want to say, has been a journey through pain, through resilience, and hope. Hilda's journey reminds us that surviving cancer is not just a medical triumph, but a human one. And for both of us sitting here, it is a human triumph for us.
Indeed. To everyone watching, whether you are surviving cancer, supporting someone who has cancer, or just simply learning, we hope that this story encourages you. Remember that every scar holds a story of strength. Every voice, like that of Hilda, speaking out loudly, brings healing.
And so with that in mind, we thank you, our special guest Hilda, for joining us and for the courage of your light. Out there, you matter and your story deserves to be heard. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Hilda, for being our guest today. And to all those watching us, thank you for watching. We fight together, we win. We are changing the way we understand, support, and survive cancer.
Indeed, thank you, everyone. Remember that you should please follow us on all our social media handles on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and please keep watching our videos and liking them and sharing them. Empowering awareness, one story at a time.
Thank you.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.